Uh, Greetings. Nuyu naa leen yéen ñëpp ku nekk ci turam ak santam. On Sunday, barki demba, I did lu tax Gambia du dem show, and I addressed a few things that are very important to our country this minute, this second. The COVID-19 pandemic is something that we cannot oversight. It's not something that we can let go or forget about. And as a result, I prioritize talking about that on Sunday. There was no time to get to some of the other issues. And by this week, we were going to address some of the concerns, like the security concerns and the things that are happening within our security fraternity, more so the police. I just woke up a few minutes ago. Not a few minutes actually, about 30 minutes to 45 minutes ago. And I've been in touch with my team in Gambia. I have followed the developments on social media and on local television with what is happening in our country, especially with regards to police brutality, police fabricating and lying against citizens, or at least to the country, especially coming from the highest office, which is that of the IGP, and other people like Giboro and what is happening. We are following the developments very closely, and it is rather disappointing than that in July of 2020, this is where the Gambia is. There is one thing I would want to say. Gis nga réew, it's not Juuf Kunda, it's not Mbay Kunda, it's not Cham Kunda, it's not Jamme Kunda, it's not Dabo Kunda, it's not Silla Kunda, it's not Ba Kunda, it's not Trawale Kunda, or any other Kunda you call it. A country is a country and does not belong to an individual, and everybody has a role to play in developing that country. It's unfortunate that in this day and age that the Gambia is still struggling with certain things. For the past 3 years or more, President Adama Barrow's government has been telling Gambians about sector reforms, all types of reforms, from civil service reform to security sector reform, you name it. But these things are yet to be felt by the average Gambian person. And like I keep saying, I keep referencing the EU ambassador Attila Laios, who had said it over a year ago, and it did not sit well with the government, that the security sector reform of the Gambia is not felt by the ordinary people. And this is the fact. Not only are crimes probably in the rise, but also how much do our security officers know or understand what is going on and what their roles and responsibilities are, to start with the police, immigration, customs, etc., etc., etc. We must commend the new CDS. As we speak, he is currently having a tete-a-tete with the Gambia Press Union. We have seen him going to a lot of civilian bodies and institutions to meet with them, to cement the relationship between the army and the civilians and the citizens. And we have also seen, without doubt, when this coronavirus pandemic came and the approach that the government of President Adama Barrow wanted to take, I am quite sure that to fekon ne deglu nañ leen, ndekon we would have seen the military parading the streets of Gambia, the four corners of the country, and of course handling or malhandling the citizens. Liñ gis rek nak la ñoo wax. It's only the army that we have seen some form of discipline or some form of improvement, even though they have a long way to go still. But we have seen this. In fact, not only are they doing this, but the army PRO is very effective in communicating whatever is happening within the army. For example, I myself and several other media people belong to a WhatsApp group that was created by the army PRO, Mr. Sanyang, where he shares information with the media about anything that is going on in the army. And that is something we must commend. Mr. Sanyang, keep that up. He is readily available to talk to the media on anything that has to do with the army. That is what we call transparency. Unlike the police, where they are deceiving the people, where they are having access to them is so hard. And the police PRO Lamin Jai, just yesterday I was in touch with him. They are barely available, rarely available to talk to the public, and they are not aware of quite a good number of things that are happening in the country. And that's why when I watched our sister Fatou Toure's interview with the IGP yesterday, and he was bragging about some of the things and the achievements that he's done, that when he went to attend whatever meeting of police chiefs and everybody was reporting their crime rates and everything, when he was talking about how you should have 250 to 300 personnel to one police officer, and his achievement, and how other media chiefs were praising him. Fatu asked him a very good question. Did they, or are they reporting the right number of crimes happening in the country? A very good question for the IGP. They are underreporting crimes, and the reality is, or clear manifestation of that is, our reporter Ibu Nketa was arrested here. We talked about this. It's all over the place. There is this international newspaper and people fighting for the journalists in Nigeria who were investigating this. They contacted Lamin Jai. They contacted me, contacted us. We gave our version. They contacted the police, and when they contacted Lamin Jai, to my surprise, when I read the story after it was published, Lamin Jai said he's not aware of it. Your police arrested somebody, held him for a journalist, held him for several hours, wasted his time and our time. This was all over the place. All newspapers and media houses in the country talked about it, only for Lamin Jai to say that he wasn't aware of it. Now, if that is something to go by, why would I believe what IGP said? Or why would I believe IGP that they are reporting all the cases, or they are aware of all the cases happening in the country? Gis nga deka nekut lo xamne ben nit la pour nga tekya ko, and bayle nit ngena foyanto. Bayle nit ngena foyanto. As we speak right now, I have a team in Giboro, Tiboda Casamasbi. As we speak right now, I have a team in Karang. I have 3 dynamic young ladies who are currently investigating and seeing if the Gambia's border with Senegal is actually closed. Last week, I have actually, we've published a story about these young people who are out to actually do a wonderful job. They've been to the length and breadth of the country. Njake nañ bori Kerpate, joge fa dem Farafenye, joge fa dem what's the name of the place? They are in Birkamaba area. Joge fa dem Bebase. They entered into Senegal and came back out. Watch out for that investigation. It's coming out soon. That piece is coming out. As we speak, they have 2 places left for them to finish. Karang Molen Dese and Giboro. And as we speak right now, they are there. I was talking to the office when Kadi Toure called me from Giboro to inform me that they are there and the immigration officers will not let them enter or have interviews with the people, and of course to carry out their work as they should. According to them, from Lima Kadi Explainal, They had Pamodu Bojang of Membe Kering was there a while back and had an interview with them, and because of that, the person said he almost got in trouble with Pamodu Bojang being there to interview them or to do whatever. I told Kadi and them that they should not worry about interviewing them. Nyom immigration officers, if they don't want to talk, it is fine, but they cannot stop them from doing their investigation. Mr. CD, I know you follow me and you follow us. And I'm talking about the head of the immigration, I'm the Director General of Immigration here. Mr. Diba, I know you follow us, the PRO of Immigration. Better reform your institution. Better orientate your men to know and understand what their roles are. Responsibility being to carry out your duties. We have the same responsibility. The same responsibility. We are media and we are partners in development, and to do our work, we have to do it and do it effectively and efficiently. We are carrying out an investigation. These girls have their press cards with them. They have nothing to hide. They are doing their work, and I hope your officers understand that the media is not here to threaten them, and they have no right to actually stop them from carrying out their responsibilities, for heaven's sake. We need serious security sector reform. Demuñ fenn gis nañ Ibrahima Sane, allegedly what happened to him. The matter is under investigation. The IGP said they have instituted and constituted an independent panel of investigation. Dinañ leen allow ngeen def seen liggéey ci loolu. We would not make any much commentary that will tamper with that. The IGP said he needs about a week for that investigation to be finished. They have gone ahead to put Gorgui Mboup on administrative leave. This is the way to go. This is the way to go. Not only Gorgui Mboup, his cronies, his allies, people who are aiding and abetting him, those of you that empowered him to do this. Gis nga Gambia, it's about time pour ngeen serious. It's about time pour ñu serious. Suñ security bi, they have a long way to go. Dañ wara xamne seen role and responsibility is to protect the lives and properties of the people, and not to be the abusers, not to be the people breaking the law, not to be the people who are actually tormenting the citizens. People should be safe around you. People should be able to trust you. And the average Gambian does not trust the staff and personnel of the Gambian security forces, especially the police. Soldari la seen tur yi gëna battered. It was their name that was more battered than yours. This military. Because during Yaya Jammeh's days, they were the ones who were doing a lot of this job. Mu dem ngeen saxi mbagga. You have to understand, like those of you, the police officers and all security personnel, that gone are the days where Gambians will sit and watch you guys destroy our country. Our rights and liberties will not be taken away. Gone are those days. Lolu dem na te da ngeen wara xamne dañ nekk ci era of information, and anything you guys do will be seen in some way, will be published, will be talked about by the media. Ku si def lu baax rek nga am lu baax, like in the case of Kadi Jaaju. Gis ngeen ko? In fact, a lot of goodwill is coming to your department, to the police force, because of her being a very good citizen with lim def. Amulen resources, amulen matuwaay pour jox seen personnel yi pour ñu def liñ wara def. Lu melni rain boots, lu melni rain jackets, seen yeneen matuwaay yiñ soxla, as IGP confirmed on his interview yesterday. But yet, you can buy water cannons, you can buy vehicles, you can spend money on a lot of irrelevant things, or less important. I would not call them irrelevant, but less important things. Yen officers in be aware, try to learn, to know. I heard him say that they are going through a lot of security sector reforms. They are doing a lot of security sector reform. Naka Police Act bi munem ñu ko revisit. They are working on that to amend it. That is very good news. It's welcoming. You need to set standards in the security. You need to set standards in the police force. Too much corruption going on. Accident rates are too much in the country. It's too high because people can just go and grab a license without even having to do any road test. Yen involved in these acts, arrest. Stop lane. Arrest. Those of you who are taking bribes left and right in any department, any government institution you go to, for the most part, people think they are entitled to this. If somebody comes to apply for something, if you don't bribe somebody, niman jolong, so rotute, yosa service bobu doko musa am. It's not okay. It's not right. It's not fair to the Gambian people. The average person who does not want to give bribe or who does not have money to bribe you cannot have access to services, and it is not okay, especially in the security sector. In the security sector, I talked to somebody last week who told me how they are not doing and does not have a license. Dafron dawal moto. The vehicle had a problem, and the person has to change all the different stuff. Like you're driving a Jeep and it has a problem, you take all the documents of the Jeep, from the insurance to the license plate to the tag, everything, you take them off and put them on a Mercedes-Benz. On a Mercedes-Benz, and you are driving that. Police mune koko stop mu johla 1 age 2 age. That's how the person put it to me. That's how the person put it to me. Somebody else has a driver's license and told me they regret why they have the license. Because anytime they're driving, people are looking at them. The police, all they are interested in is the dollars that the ad that you give them, the $50, the $100 you are giving them. This is not okay. And then you want to buy some help. Hamlen, the people are watching you. So the way Khadija's picture was taken, you should all be very careful. The way her picture was taken, you should be very careful in doing your job as officers. We understand and you should be advocating for these things to make sure you get a better pay, to make sure this thing, but you must try to do your job and do it efficiently, diligently, with honesty and truthfulness. Taking bribe is not going to help you in any way, shape or form. Be truthful and do the right thing. It's very important. It's very important. Why would Gimbo, of all people, go to the extent of showing Ibrahima's medical record? His medical report. What is wrong with him? Basic things they don't know. This is supposed to be the head of a whole unit, police unit, which is the anti-crime unit. The head of a whole unit does not know that Aleli Gamboro, medical record Jambo, is private document. In fact, why would the police even have access to that document? Ibrahim wanted it and they only allowed him to take a picture. This is his document. Mom. If the police has access to it, he should equally be able to have access to it. Lan moo tax mu war a nekk in the hands of Góor gi Mbuub bem ko wan political media platform, the NPP TV, mu war leen ko wan, instead of it being in the courts, pour court bi war leen a jox that permission, something that is being investigated. One like Góor gi Mbuub amul benn qualification to lead any institution or department in the in the police force. He cannot express himself well. He can't. We've heard him on the TRRC confessing to his crimes and the things that he did. You rewarded that person to lead a specific unit that continues to torture Gambian people. And we are saying this because we've had several evidences of these things. Several evidences. It's not any allegation. We continue to see them during every period when they have to interact with the general public. Establishing an anti-crime unit is not a bad thing at all, because we need to regulate these things. We need an institution that can specialize in that. But the way the anti-crime is doing their work, their orientation, must be changed. And that starts with the leadership, which is Gorgimbu, and everything else. Everyone else. Like I said, we will not comment much on that because the matter is under investigation. Beteji, yenanko gestu dinañ respect lolo, as the laws say. But at the end of the day, this is something that must be watched. Waruloy wax sa PRO mo la wara waxal, who is Lamin Jai. Lamin Jai himself is not talking this minute because mu ne foog IGP wax ci lolu. IG has spoken. He's carrying out an investigation, independent investigation. From the names of the institutions he mentioned, there is hope that we will have an independent investigation at the end of the day. We hope so. And he said by the end of the week, we will give him that week's reward. This is sad and unfortunate that our security forces don't understand what their roles are, what their responsibilities are. How long will this continue? Yen police, yen immigration officers, yen custom officers, yen soldari, fire service, all of you under the security apparatus, please be aware of your roles. Jéem leen a jàng ngeen xam ne jamono jooju dafa passé when you allow yourself to be used by politicians and allow yourself to be used by people in office. They come and go. Ak yéen ak ñitte affaire des. Some of you have already been through the TRRC. Those who haven't, you better learn from what your colleagues are doing. You better learn from what is happening to your colleagues. Ku fi toog di jël the law into your hands or doing certain things that you are not supposed to do, we're not gonna let that go. The same anti-crime. I was on the phone with my team when Ibu Nketa was arrested. When they were at Yundum police station. Binyowe they got transferred to whatever was it. Actually they were at Abuko police station. Binyowe they got transferred to Yundum police, and my guys were there with their camera. They came and interrogated and intimidated them. Fatsamba and Aissatou Jallow taxaw sen kanam cover len so that they don't capture whatever was going on there. I told Kadi and them to cover anything, including their interaction with them. I told Adam Sise not to turn any camera off at the Giboro post today. I told her not to. And we will publish those things as they are. Because they are there to work for the public. They don't have to talk if they don't have to. But if media comes to capture what is happening at the border, to see for ourselves if what the government is claiming that the borders of the Gambia are being closed, they are being monitored and everything is there. Ni man kuke kutela wai lola so say wax. Ni man kuke kutela. Ku defu dara warula. Lan lañu ragal? Why are they scared of the media? Why? Gone are the days like when the media will shut up and be quiet and just allow you to do anything and everything you want to do. Gone are the days when these things will happen. The Gambia has changed and changed for good. We will elaborate more and break this thing down more. I mean, from now against the end of the week, we are monitoring the developments and we will continue. I mean, police brutality is something that is condemned around the world. The police have been defunded. The police have been told the truth. They have been trained, or they should be trained to know what their responsibilities are. Anywhere around the world, same role and responsibility is simple, is to protect the lives and properties of the people. It is not your place to prosecute. It is not your place to do anything to the general public. If you arrest anybody, you are supposed to prosecute the person and take them through a competent court of law. Pour you make judgment, not for you guys. Not arresting people and equally putting them out there pour ñu commencé di suffer. Them di defloo nit ay liggéey di leen bayloo ñax and all these things that you are doing. If you know your responsibilities, du ngeen àgga foofu, you will not get to that level. If you know your responsibilities, you will not be arresting people and the next minute you try to get them to be doing labor and stuff. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be telling anybody to be doing labor. Demal bayal ñu, demal defal ñu lele. It is not your place. ku ngeen arrest yóbbu leen ko at a competent court of law, charge leen ko at the soonest possible time and take the person to a competent court of law. Loolu mooy seen liggéey. But the Gambia police people, a lot of them will judge you. They have their own perceptions and judgment when their role is just to independently take your statement, give you an opportunity. So bugutee wax tamit ñu charge la liñ laa charge and take you to a court. But that's what happens if you have a broken system, and we need to fix this system. We need to fix this system. The Ministry of Justice is understaffed and they are not able to carry out all their prosecutions, including those brought forward by the police. They can lead last. People get arrested and kept for days. It has improved, true, compared to that of Yahya Jammeh, but it's still broken. In a civilized society, you need to be able to charge people within 24 or 48 hours, and you let them go 72 hours. You let them go. And let the court decide. Let the court decide. It's sad and it's unfortunate. The security, watch out. Wouldn't allow Ken use lane. Gone are the days when the ordinary citizens will just fold their hands and allow you to do anything and everything. Try to understand what your roles are, what your responsibilities are. Try to understand. Linga hamne molen warien. Try to. If you do this, you will be saving yourselves. If not, you are just putting yourself in trouble. Elegak Sibir, you put yourself in big mess. Politicians, they continue to run their offices. They continue to do what they are doing. And you're in a deep mess. You need to watch and you need to understand and you need to know your roles and responsibilities. Like I said, we will talk more about this. And I hope those at Giboro village, I hope those at Karang and other places understand and know their roles and responsibilities. And that these are things that we will continue to monitor and follow. And at this stage, like I said, everything that is happening with the investigation about Nyom Ibrahim same case and everything, we will continue to bring you whatever it is that we know about this. And we will follow the developments in every way, shape or form and ask the right questions and take the necessary step. I mean, the media has a big role to play. We are the fourth arm of the state and that needs to be recognized and understood, and that we are not going to just sit by and allow any Tom, Dick and Harry, any institution, anybody, whether it is the private sector, whether it is the civil society, whether it is the government, especially government, whether it is the businesses or whatsoever, to just take advantage of the people and do whatever you want to do. Gone are those days. So if you are one of those people who was making your living and livelihood to the detriment of the people, if you were one of those people who was taking advantage of the vulnerability of the people, if you were taking advantage of people's lack of awareness and knowledge of stuff, hamal ne 99 days for the thief and a day for the master, and it's gonna come out soon. So fekene yo nonu nga don dunde sa life in Gambia, whether you are military, whether you are a police officer, whether you are working for a private company, whether you own your own business, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it is GSM companies, whether it is real estate companies, whether it is wholesale and retail merchandise, general merchandise ngade order, whatever type of business you are doing, whatever government department or institution you are working in, su fekkee ne yow ci mbaamal nit yi, ci toroxal nit yi, ci dunda si kaw dëkk bi lu ñëpp bokk yow kenn nga ne danga ko jël, arrêtal. Stop it. If you were living your life with bribe or manipulating the people or taking advantage of the people, stop Lenko. Balamo too late. Because when we pick it up, it's gonna come public. And you can get in trouble. So kadi fengene dañ la yaxal sa aduna te fekk ya yaxal sa bopa. Lu ñepp bokka is not for you to take alone. Ma bamtuwaat lolu. Lu ñepp bokka. It's not pour yow kenn nga jël ko njëriñoo ko te loolu dafa bari Gambia, where one person takes advantage of things, you don't mind at the detriment of it to the country. Just like the story we are hearing at the Farafenni customs nga xam ne Gambian su nekk Europe ñu bari suñoo yónnee seen moto yi ñu ngi ko yónnee through Senegal, and when these things come they take the cars out through Farafenni, through Karang. Suñ waroon a fay dëkk bi up to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 is per car, yéen ngeen jël $10,000 or below. Ngena xagn dëkk bi another $30,000 or more. We are still doing our investigation on this matter, and we are going to talk about it. At the end of the day, we have seen some of the people who are arrested, whatever it is in conjunction with this, and it is very important for ngeen bàyyi seen xel, whether you are an immigration officer, you are a customs officer, you are a police officer, si lopitaan nga liggéey, you are working at ports, you are working at any government ministry, whether it is agriculture, whether it is health, whether it is finance, it doesn't matter what ministry you are working at. If you are working at any institution for hamne, you should be providing service for the people. You are not entitled to a bribe. Du ne nit yi dañ la war a bribe pour nga def sa liggéey, defal sa liggéey ci ni mu waree. It doesn't matter if you are paid $1 si soo ko bugutee nga bàyyi. Why, when we are aware of these things, it's going to be exposed, and you need to know these things. Li ñëpp bokk yow kenn doo ko jël aakimoo ko lu war a njëriñ askan bi yëpp. You imagine somebody taking bribe of $10,000 or less. Ci loo xam ne dëkk bi mu ngi ci doon war a am $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. yow kenn sa individual interest nga jël 1000 cars, 2000, 3000 moto. No wonder suñu dëkk bi yëpp ay parking lot la, because façon yu moto bu nekk yéen a ngi koo dugal ci biir dëkk bi by taking bribes, by people not doing what they need to do, by standards and institutions not being set up to function. We need to have systems in place. Not only should they be reviving this thing, not only should the personnel be orientated pour ñu xam lan mooy seen roles and responsibilities, not only should the leadership be changed, but there should be systems in place that will enable this country to be able to function with or without anybody. ñii bañ ñu am systems mooy ñoo xam ne there are loopholes foo xam ne mun nañ faa jaar, ñoo xam ne bëgguñ pour ñu even advance technology pour mu advance in a lot of institutions, because su xapu ne dina am lu bari seen lekkeekaay yu bari dina fattu, and bëgguñ loolu mu fatta. These are the type of things that Gambians need to pay attention to. Képp koo xam ne nag yaa ngee def loolu bi di toppa sa selfish interest, xam leen ne these are things that are gonna come out, and you are going to be very embarrassed. It's better late than never. It's important pour ngeen bàyyi xel li nu mel, wecci seen jikko yeeg attitude yi. Ñun Gambians yi nañ leen wecci suñ jikko yeeg attitude yi. Let us start to love country and do things for the greater good of everybody and not to our individual interests. So thank you guys very much. Like I said, dinañ gën a ñëw ci lii gën see waxtaan. The issue of Gorgui Mbub ak Ibrahima is under investigation, and as a result dinañ reserve agum some of those things while we follow every development that is happening to bring you facts, faram-fàcceel leen ko, breagal leen ko down, whatever is necessary ñu indil leen ko. Kon ñu ngi leen ay bëggee di leen gërëm leen sant. Gambian Talents TV la, this is Pa Ousmane Diouf. Comme ni ma ko waxee, I warn the director of immigration again to talk to his men to actually allow my people, our people, to do their work. Those at Giboro, if anything happens to them, if they do anything that is not done, we will not take it lightly. Duñ ko jël lightly. We can be targeted because we are doing the uncomfortable things, the things that the other media houses probably may not do. And we are okay with it. We are okay with it. Put them to the four corners of the country. Investigate this thing. If the government say they close the border, we are going around the country to investigate that. We are not committing any crime. And we have all rights as an institution to actually go ahead with that investigation. Luñ gis rek la ñoo wax. We are not there to do anything bad. We are just there to see what is happening and report it. We will keep you posted on the developments. Thank you very much for watching. Please share the video su fekkee ne gis nga sa boppa, ku si gisul sa boppa itamit kàddu gi la si ñaaw rek ci ñun la ci rafet ci yàlla la. Ku si gisul sa boppa ñu ngi jéggalu, képp ku si gis sa boppa share leen video bi. Su bi mooy seen first time ngeen toppa ñu, like our page Gambian Talents TV, Gambian Talents Promotion, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, TikTok ak LinkedIn yëpp ñu ngi fa. Kon ñu ngi leen ay bëggee ba beneen jamono, jërë ngeen jëf.